In this video, we're going to explore automatic layer mapping within ZebraCut. I have here a cut file which has a pen marking and an externals layer. And what I'd like to do is to automatically assign pen marking and knife cutting to these two layers respectively. So to do that, I'm going to go to Automations. We're going to go to Advanced on the ZebraCut tab and then open Setup Automation. Here you can see the various automations that I have configured, and we're going to add a new automation for layer mapping. So we'll add that to the list, and you'll see it's now appeared. We're going to give it a name, so this is going to be assign pen, and then we're going to choose when it activates. And you can choose all sorts of activation conditions, whether the file is a DXF, for example, whether it's a DWG file, whether it's in a particular folder. But for this example, we're just going to use apply always. So this will apply to all jobs that I run within ZebraCut. To edit the layer mapping, I'm going to go to Edit Automation. And this window has three different sections. So first of all, we have how do we choose which layer or layers we're going to apply this rule to, and then secondly, which process do we want to apply to the layers that we've selected, and then finally we can choose to test the layer matching. So to the first of these, we need to add a condition. So we're going to match our layers on their name. You can also match by color if you have spot colors, but we're going to match by name. So you can open up the settings here, and the filter is if it contains pen. Star is a wildcard, so in order to match, our layers must have the characters PEN within them. So that should work quite nicely. Now let's choose the process. So again, we're going to choose process by name. So if we add this, we can now choose the name of our process. So let's have a look. We've got our library here. So our pen process that we want to use was called pen marking. So this name here matches this name up here in our library. So let us just test this. And you'll see a message has been appearing on the screen. Layer mapping assign pen, that's the name of our rule, has assigned pen marking to layer pen marking. So very redundant, but it is actually doing exactly what we asked it to. So pen marking layer in Rhino has the process called pen marking assigned to it. You can see it here. So that's pen marking. Let us now go through and do another rule which we're going to use to assign the knife. So again, we're going to go to new layer mapping, adding that. We're going to give it a name so we can tell it apart. This is going to be to assign the knife. And again, we're going to choose when we're going to activate it. I'm just going to choose to activate it always and add that to the list. So this will always run. And then down here, I need to add a layer name. And this layer is going to be called externals. So EXTERNALS, externals. So that will map externals. And I need to find a process. Again, I'm going to choose the process by name. And my process name here is knife cutting. And I'm just going to use a star, so that should be sufficient. Knife cutting for card. Let's write it out in full. Knife cutting for card. I can also use a wildcard, but better to be more specific. Okay, let me now test that. And you'll see our rule called assign knife has assigned knife cutting for card, that's the process, to the layer called externals. So that is working correctly, and you can see it's been assigned here. So there we go, I've got two rules to complete my layer mapping, and they will assign layers appropriately. So to complete, I'm going to save this. I'm going to close this. Just in case I've forgotten, I'll save again. And now when I import my HPGL code, you'll see I have automatically assigned pen marking and I have automatically assigned knife cutting to these layers. So just to recap, advanced, setup automation, and you'll see there are these two rules which do the assigning. It's worth noting that you can actually match more than one layer. So if I had two layers which both had pen inside it, then they would both get assigned pen marking. So you can have one rule that actually assigns to multiple layers if that's required. But there we go, we now have layer mapping working automatically within ZebraCut. Should help you to be more productive. Thank you very much.